We are here in force for the Baku Grand Prix after a difficult 2 qualifying sessions where one hero of the hour Pitbull crashed out in the second qualifying session on the one-shot hot lap bonanza. He's going to start from the back, but the guy that started from the back in the first qualifying session, he now starts in pole position in front of Misa. We do have the formation lap. We're going to stay.
Car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through.
Just going to have a look at the top 10 and see what tyres everyone has decided to go on. So ERL to the max, who crashed out in the first session, he now starts on pole position ahead of Misa. His teammate is now going to start at the back of the grid is Misa. So Misa knows that the Williams car is the car to beat at the next few rounds in the European leg of this championship. So he certainly wants to turn his season around, and he's in a prime position to do so. But he lines up against Calibra, the person that he collided with in Spain. So these two are going to have a very, very heated rivalry going into turn 1. Kruppens is in 4th position. Verstappen is in 5th. So Verstappen, who had a pretty strong qualifying session previously, now lines up on the 4th row of the grid. Alongside him is Ains in the McLaren, wants to stamp down his authority as Crystal has come in, become an official McLaren driver. It's kind of left him a little bit in the shade. So Ains certainly wanting to prove that he is just as good, if not that little bit better, than his German counterpart. Eli Flyabo, the Season 1 champion, lines up on 7th on the grid, just two spots behind his teammate. Pro Gamer is in 8th position, 9th is Tamika, 10th is Crystal. So those round out the top 10, and they're all going to be on the super soft compound tyre. Fresh LP and Beethoven in the Ferrari and the Haas team. Beethoven taking over for the championship leader Waz-E here today. He's not going to be racing, and unfortunately for him, that means that Waz-E is probably going to lose the lead of the championship here today. Well, he takes over, and they are on the soft compound tyres. Pitbull, who qualified in pole position and now finds himself lined up in 13th after a crash out. He will be absolutely furious with that result. Galvanic Gamer and ERL Bravo round out the back of the grid. Last week, Codemasters didn't allow us to leave the lobby. This week, the lobby problems have just persisted. Here we go. It's just a fantastic start from everyone as we're going to get right out of the way. Everyone seems to get through the first corner. Oh, it seems like we've had a little bit of a pile-up. Crystal, we're going to retire from the session right now, as everyone has seemingly left the sector that we are in. As Misa has taken the lead of the Grand Prix. So Misa has capitalised fantastically to lead from Kruppens, who is in 2nd position. So ERL to the max has been absolutely mugged at the start. So those are our top 3 at the moment. Calibra is in 4th position. 5th place is Eli Flyabo, who's managed to get ahead of Tamika. Ains is in 7th position. Is everyone going to get around the castle absolutely perfectly? And ERL Bravo, he's capitalised so much, and he is in the tail end of the top 10. He is in 8th position at the moment. Fantastic stuff from him. Verstappen is in 9th place. Is there problems with Verstappen's car? No, he seems to be running okay at the moment. Doesn't look like he's got any damage. So chaotic first lap, and the Spanish Grand Prix winner is trailing this battle, it seems, for 6th place. Or seeing all of the cars scramble for position. Let's ride on board with ERL Bravo as we're just seeing all of the cars in front of him coming through the long straight now. Everyone's just going to get so close together as the slipstream effect comes into play. And Galvanic Gamer has retired from the session. Where is Galvanic Gamer? Are we able to see him? No, we are not. He is not showing up on the list whatsoever, and there's a virtual safety car. So a virtual safety car has been deployed. Everyone will have to slow down now and retain their delta. Well, that's been a very chaotic first lap. Oh, and Galvanic Gamer has the tyre, he's left the session. So there must have been some serious problems there. Well, let's take a moment just to calm down a little bit, and we'll go through the top 10 as it stands right now, because I don't feel like we have really had the opportunity to see what is going on. So Misa currently leads the Grand Prix, ERL to the max, got ahead of Krupins just at the crucial moment when that virtual safety car came out. Ellie Flyabo is in 4th, Calibra is in 5th position, Tamika 6th, Ainz is in 7th, 8th, ERL Bravo, an absolutely beautiful opening lap for him, where he's overtaken at least 11 cars. Verstappen is in 9th, and Crystal rounds out the top 10. So all of the top 10 drivers are running the super soft compound tyre, and we know that they can run for a very, very long time. Virtual safety car period is still going. You see the drivers now beginning to pick up speed. And the virtual safety car period ends. So Misa has gotten an absolute charge on everyone. He's caught everyone asleep. He's got such a big gap. Look at that gap that he has gotten towards Max. So that is going to be the battle of the race, I find. 2 seconds is the gap between Max and Misa. Meanwhile, behind, we can see a little bit of a train forming as Krupins is falling into the clutch of Ellie Flyabo. Let's ride on board with Ellie Flyabo as we're going down the long straight. DRS will be activated at this lap. So, just see Ellie Flyabo getting ever so slightly closer. He's not going to be close enough to make a move into turn 1. Maybe this is the opportunity that Ellie Flyabo needed, because he really, really wants to get back onto the top step of the podium after a very, very difficult season last season. Closer and closer to Krupins. Ellie Flyabo has just craved a clean weekend. We can see Max getting closer as well to Misa up front. We've got a very, very good battle getting on for the race win. Oh, Calibra just looking at the back. We'll stay on the onboard camera as we see Ellie Flyabo just getting so close to the back of that Toro Rosso. Takes a much better line. His car seems a little bit more suited for the tight twisty section. This is the bit that scares people the most. Calibra, a little bit of a correction midway through that corner. That's enabled him to catch right up. Oh, and he's just got the back end stepped out. That's going to compromise his exit speed. He's dropped back a little bit between Ellie Flyabo and Toro Rosso. Let's snap back to that battle. So we'll go on board. We'll go with Krupins, the TV cameras. We can see several of the drivers are behind as well. We'll stay with this battle between Krupins and Ellie Flyabo. DRS zone will be activated here. Let's go on from the onboard camera as we see the DRS is activated. Now, how is that setup doing? You can just see that Ellie's gaining ever so slightly, but it's just not close enough. He's going to have to back out of that. And back to the broadcast camera now. We're going to stick with this battle, which is becoming a very, very interesting freeway battle. Oh, as Ellie just taps the wall there, and that's going to allow Calibra to get a very good run on him. And again, these cars have got such similar setups when it comes to the long straights. The DRS is technically kind of neutralised. Calibra getting so close to the wall there, taking every possible risk he can to gain every advantage that he can to get in front of the Season 1 champion. So close. Is he going to have a look? Is he going to catch him with a surprise move down the inside before they get to the Old Town section? Not close enough there. These battles are so tight and twisty. Meanwhile, let's cut further up the field and let's resume the battle for the lead. It's just down from 2 seconds to 6/10 of a second between the two of them. Max looked like he struggled on the exit of the Old Town section, riding the curb and losing some traction, so it might be that he's lost a little bit of time. But the battle is firmly between the Williams and the Red Bull Mercedes engine versus Tag Heuer Renault engine. Gap's extended to 1.1 seconds now, so Misa, all he has to do is just remain consistent. We're going to head back to the battle between third place between Krupins and Eli Flyabo. We see a driver getting out of the way. I believe that's a Haas. And it's Beethoven. Beethoven's coming into the pits. As Pro Gamer has also now retired from the session. So what has happened to Pro Gamer? Has he crashed out? Meanwhile, let's have a look at this battle. We'll cut back to the battle between third place Krupins and Eli Flyabo. Eli just beginning to lose a little bit of ground. Krupins at Toro Rosso now starting to find its form. Eli Flyabo slowly but surely coming into the clutches. Calibra. Meanwhile, behind Calibra, we have Tamika, who's starting to get involved in this battle. So we're now starting to get a little bit of a train behind the Toro Rosso. A lot of these drivers are so close behind each other. Haynes is right up behind Tamika's gearbox, so he's not letting that manor go anywhere. But you've just got to follow the downforce will be compromised when you get through the Old Town section, because you're following in the wake of that slipstream. It is breaking the clean air, so your downforce is compromised ever so slightly. Bravo not able to make any headway, but he's just hoping to pick up the scraps. We've seen several drivers caught out the walls of Baku as it stands right now. Eli Flyabo, let's ride on board with him. In fact, let's ride on board with Calibra, who is right behind the two of them as Calibra touches the wall. Doesn't look like he's got any damage as it seems. Is Eli close enough? He is right behind that Toro Rosso. Is he going to have a look? He's got to think, eventually he has to make a move. He has to... Oh, as we can see, Krupins just having a lock up and compromising his exit speed there. This is the closest that Eli Flyabo has been all race. We'll jump on board with the onboard camera of Eli Flyabo. Corrects the steering wheel ever so slightly. He needs to get through as quickly as he can. It seems like the lead drivers are not disappearing off into the distance. The gap is now 0.3 of a second as we go for the battle for the lead. Max is right behind Lisa as it stands right now. These two are beginning to ever so slightly pull away from the chasing pack. Just ever so slightly. It's not in vast amounts. So any mistake that these two drivers make right now, it's going to be detriment and it's going to ruin their race. They are not pulling away to the point where they can relax and just decide, you know what, we're just going to follow each other and then we're going to battle later on down in the race. Max is gunning for a second victory here now that he's got his steering wheel issues all fixed. He's not happy with being third in the championship, firmly believes that if he hadn't had his steering wheel issues that he would be at least leading the championship or much higher than he thinks. On board with Max now as the DRS zone is activated. Misa goes all the way to the inside and that's easy pickings. Max as Misa can only see that Red Bull disappearing into the distance. But now it's the prime opportunity because we're coming up to turns 2 and 3 where the second DRS zone will be activated and Misa will be able to get into the DRS zone. So these two will now be able to follow each other and I fully expect these two to be exchanging positions as we get on to the next lap. So we're on lap 7 out of 26 as it stands right now. Misa has lost the lead, but it's all now about tyre management for Misa and keeping within that DRS window, because when the next DRS zone is activated, it's definitely going to be all Misa over the back of that Red Bull. Let's cut back to the battle for third place as we're seeing now all of these drivers completely squabbling. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers all battling it out for that third position, and look at Eli Flyabo absolutely all over the back of that Toro Rosso. This is going to get very interesting or very difficult as we see Eli just getting so close and touching the back of the gearbox of that Toro Rosso. We see another car getting involved in this battle as that Toro Rosso compromising his entrance into the Old Town section. It's all going to be about who is going to blink first, and Bravo has gotten involved in this. That's what he wanted. He wanted some drivers to make a mistake so he could close right in, get himself into a prime position. He knows that the Williams team have built a very, very strong car, and in the European races, as we can see, Eli Flybow now going onto the inside, tucks it on the inside, and he's taken third position. But now, side by side, well, they're going to have to give it up. He's going to have to, yep, Krupins is going to have to think better of it, because there was a back marker that was getting involved in that, but now we're coming up to the DRS zone. Let's go on board with Krupins. What's he going to do? Closer as it seems. Oh, look at that. Eli Flybow just dives into the pits. So, we've seen our first driver, Blake. He decided, I'm going to go for the undercut. I'm going to do my best to keep myself out of trouble. Have a trouble-free weekend. And I think, do you know what? I think that was an absolute genius move by Eli Flybow. That shows the tenacity, and that shows the forward thinking of the Season 1 champion. Because you've got all of these drivers, you've got Krupins, you've got Tamika, you've got Max, who's come out, he's in the lead at the moment. So we're just waiting for everything to kind of like sort out. So, yeah, so you've got Krupins, you've got Tamika, you've got Ains, and you've got Bravo hunting in the background, and they're all battling for that third position at the moment. So that is going to really, really compromise the way that they run their race, because Krupins is going to be solely focused on the three or four drivers that are behind him. So he's not going to have the opportunity to get himself into a rhythm, pick his lines, pick where he wants to brake, because at every corner, at every slipstream straight, and there's certainly a lot of them here, and particularly in every single DRS zone, he's going to have his rearview mirrors filled to the brim with a manner. As we see the McLaren of Ains getting a little bit of a mistake, and that has allowed Bravo to go side by side. And Pitbull has retired, so Haas's dismal weekend continues. We'll see the other Haas driving on the other side, and another virtual safety car has come out because of that. Bravo getting so close to slamming into the back of that McLaren as everyone just tries to get their delta times back up to a respectful green zone. Everyone is now diving into the pits, taking absolute advantage of this. But you know what? We had a difficult start, and it certainly took us an incredibly long time to get there, but this has been absolutely fantastic. 9 laps of intense action as it stands right now. So let's just see what happens. We've got the virtual safety car period at the moment. So ERL to the max in the Red Bull with a sizable lead over Fresh LP, the German driver, currently riding in second. Right behind him is Misa, who has also decided to dive into the pits on a set of medium compound tyres. So the race leader, Max and Misa, on the medium tyres, deciding they don't need to go for another stop. They want to finish this race out. So it's all about patience for them. And Misa, at the moment, he's got all of the work to do. And Max, well, he's just taken absolute advantage over this. The safety car period has finally ended. So Krupins is in fourth. He's also decided to go for the mediums. As we see Misa, as Fresh LP decides to get out of the way. He's on those soft compound tyres, just doesn't want any part of this battle whatsoever. He's running his own race, and he wants to keep out of trouble. He does not want to have anything to do with me getting involved with a collision with Misa. Misa wants a very, very clean weekend, and he's 5.3 seconds now behind ERL to the max. It's going to be a very, very tough race for Misa to claw that way back. Is he going to be? We know that this is one of his favourite tracks. He loves driving around here. Thinks that it's one of his strongest tracks. It's all going to be about if he can close the gap. It's 5.5 seconds now. Obviously, the little bit of a battle with Fresh LP has cost him by 0.2 of a second. See what the gap is as they come down the long final straight. Probably not going to extend by much. A lot of the drivers, if they've got their setups absolutely spot on, it's very, very... Oh, it's only 0.2 of a second, so I think this is ERL to the maxes to lose. But remember, we know that he is prone to mistakes here. He had an incident in the opening part of qualifying, which definitely cost him pole position, and it was only by luck of fortune and luck of the Codemasters gods that turned his fortune into favour, and he was able to get from the back of the grid to pole position. but we know that he is prone to mistakes. Misa has drove absolutely perfectly, as we had the first qualifying session, which was a 20-minute short qualifying session, a one-shot qualifying session, the opening start of this race, which is usually one of Misa's weakest points, because he always seems to be involved in some form of incident. He's only lost a tenth of a second in that particular sector there. Meanwhile, let's cut to the battle as it rages on. Fourth position. Oh no, and Krupins has hit the wall. Krupins has slammed into the wall. So you've got several drivers having lag issues at the moment. And Eli Flyabo seems to have... Oh, he's lost out massively as Tamika has gotten himself into 6th position. So he has managed to overtake Eli Flyabo. As Beethoven has retired from the session, so Haas, both cars out. And that is definitely guaranteed them to lose their top spot in the team's championship standings is right now. Meanwhile, Eli Flyabo is right on board with Bravo. On the onboard T-cam, we're heading towards turn 1. Bravo decides he's not going to brave it there. He's going to wait. Turn 3 will stay on board as we're looking at ERL Eli Flyabo's rear gearbox. DRS zone activated. Eli going to defend the inside. Oh, is that 2 changes of direction? I'll certainly let you guys on the stream as Bravo just braves it. He decides he's not gonna put up with any of that, and he takes 6th position. So Eli Flyabo drops yet another place. But certainly in the stream, if you're watching that, if you saw the onboard action there, let us know if you think that was 2 changes of direction in the defensive DRS zone by certainly like voicing your opinion on hashtag ERL Baku. Let us know your opinions on that. We definitely want to know what you think. Anyway, though, well, Eli Flyabo, well, he's ahead of his teammate Stappen, who's in 8th position. Krupins still struggling a little bit as Tamika has managed to get himself into 4th position. So Tamika has benefited greatly from this virtual safety car period. He is on the super soft compound tyres, whereas Krupins is on the medium. So Tamika has got to pit again, and it doesn't look like super softs are really gonna help. The DRS zone now once again. Let's go back on board with Krupins, as we definitely feel that he's going to get back up as we see Fresh LP in the Ferrari going into the pits. Defending the inside line brilliantly. Krupins a lock up, nearly ramming into the back of that gearbox of Manor. So many squabbles going on just for that final podium position. Bravo, he's just found himself in 5th position. The driver that won in Spain, and he was my pick to be the dark horse to win in Spain. It took him 3 seasons to finally get onto the top spot, and I definitely feel like it's kind of like a Nigel Mansell effect. But now he's tasted that champagne and he's tasted what it feels like to be a winner. It's almost like a switch has gone off in Bravo's head. I've been saying for the entire season that Bravo has been the most improved driver. He's been here since the very, very beginning of the European Racing League's inception. And from if you watch some of the videos back from his earlier drives where he had the speed, but he lacked the consistency, and he did find himself either involved in an awful lot of incidents or he just crashed out on his own volition. But here, Bravo has in the second season, he's took time to develop, to learn patience, to learn racecraft. He's involved himself more in practices. He's become a very, very solid driver, and now it's really, really benefiting him as we see Eli Flyabo all over the back of that Williams. Let's go on the onboard camera. In fact, let's cut to the broadcast camera because we're going to see 3 abreast. And look at Eli Flyabo, just soaring down the middle. fantastic racing action there as Eli Firebeau has overtaken 2 drivers. Bravo just touches the wall. Oh, Krupen's defending his position beautifully, and Eli Firebeau, that just proves why he is our first ever champion. He just picked his moment perfectly. He's overtaken 2 cars on one straight. That was reminiscent of Mika Hakkinen, Ricardo Zonta and Michael Schumacher in Spa 2000. Probably one of the greatest overtakes in Formula 1 history. And Eli Firebeau, albeit it was tainted a little bit because of the DRS. So I'm not going to lie, but he's pulled a dynamite move there, and that's put him into 4th position. So now he can get down to hunting that manor. Meanwhile, let's look further up as Tamika is closing in on Misa. So Misa has not managed to get away. Bear in mind though that Tamika is on the super softs. That Hungarian driver is on a flyer. Well, this is like the ERL of the old. We've got Maurice, ERL Max, off into the distance, leading the Grand Prix. Got Misa there or thereabouts, just tasting the champagne. He's currently in 2nd position, but we've got Tamika, who was a championship contender for season 1. This is the Tamika of old. I've really missed seeing Tamika not up the field, not squabbling for position, not battling for runner-up spot or for the victory position. I've missed him being up here, and I'm really happy that he's producing such a solid and beautiful drive. To see him taking on drivers that are finishing at 1st, 2nd and 3rd, and he's putting in a beautiful drive. These are just cutting that chicane a little bit too much there. Maybe the stewards will be reviewing that. But Eli Firebeau, let's have a look at him. Seeing that this is a great little battle that we are having for 3rd position, it seems. Misa knows that he is on the medium tyres, so he knows that all he has to do is just mind his own business, run his own race. Several of the other drivers will have to pit, but Eli is one of those drivers that doesn't. We're on lap 14 out of 26 at the moment. Eli is getting closer and closer to Tamika, who is getting closer and closer to Misa. And Verstappen has retired from this Grand Prix. So Verstappen now is out. Oh, that is incredibly disappointing to hear. He was definitely one of the favourites to potentially win this Grand Prix, and it just seems like Renault has had nothing but a disappointing afternoon. It always seems to be one Renault driver that has a bad weekend. Well, we're getting reintroduced to the battle for 3rd position. Tamika is in 3rd, Eli Firebeau is in 4th position, 5th is Krupens, and 6th is Bravo, 7th is Calibra. So we have drivers from 2nd all the way down to 7th. 8th position, just about on the same straight as we got yellow flags. We have yellow flags. And it's Tamika! Tamika is out! Oh no! And in saying that, Tamika, a victim of turn 3! Oh, I'm absolutely speechless for the guy. He was having such a great race. I haven't seen him this close to battling for the runner-up spot of a podium for so long. And well, he'll be climbing out of his manor. He'll just be breathing a sigh of frustration as yet another frustrating race comes to a close. After a really strong result in Spain as well, he thought that his fortunes were finally transforming. Well, it's certainly freed up Misa, and that's freed up Eli Firebeau as well. He's now beginning to close the gap to Misa at Williams getting ever closer. Battle for second and third. A little bit spread out at the moment, so let's look further down the field. Krupins is in 4th position. He's also on the mediums. ERL Bravo now in 5th. So Williams find himself in prime position to take the lead in the Constructors' Championship for the first time in their history, as we see bits of debris front wing from Tamika's car. So frustrated and so disappointed about that. Definitely felt that there was more on the cards there for him. There's 10 laps remain of this session, this race, which has been non-stop action from start to finish. Traditionally, Baku, the only interesting race that I can remember from official Formula 1 circles was the GP2 race. And then the Formula 1 race that preceded that, we fully expected there to be a titanic battle. But it was really just a quiet ditty. It wasn't really that interesting of a race, but this race has proven to be all but that. Bristle in the McLaren, the German driver. Just behind this battle, as we can see Calibra very, very close. ERL Bravo, let's jump on board with him now. Oh, nearly crashes into turn 17's wall. It's so easy to do that. I mean, it's just such a simple corner that you take it out flat. DRS saying it's nowhere near as Bravo has got that car set up perfectly for defence in the straights. Fresh LP further down the field is in 8th. A very, very lonely drive. Oh, and Krupins has retired. So Krupins has retired from this race. What's happened to Krupins? Yellow flags coming out of the first sector. Having a look on board with Fresh LP at the moment. It just seems like he's probably crashed in. He's crashed into the. Yeah, he's crashed into turn 2. So concentration for drivers now is just beginning to fail them. We've only got 7 drivers currently running in this race. Oh, Calibra is also retired now. So Calibra is out. I fully expect, let's stay on board with Fresh LP. I fully expect it to be because of the Old Town section. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's green flags that were waved. Yeah, it was the Old Town section, no doubt. Oh no, so now we're down to 6 races. 6 races going around here. So let's see. Let's go through the top 6 as it stands right now. So ERL to the max. Pretty much running unopposed as it seems right now. Nisa 12.4 seconds behind. He'll just be happy to finish in 2nd position. He will be very happy to give Williams yet another podium. But is it going to be 2nd? Or is it going to be 3rd? Because close behind him is Eli Flyabo. He is gaining ground with every lap. ERL Bravo has found himself in 4th place. And close enough that he could really turn the engine up, get involved in this battle, and take on Eli Flyabo. Bristle is in 5th place from McLaren Honda, and Fresh LP, who seems so far off of this, is going to finish in a strong 6th place. It doesn't look like there's many battles going on. The field are pretty spread out at the moment. So let's stay with Eli Flyabo. Looks like he is gaining the most ground on the Williams driver. At the moment it seems like they're very, very equal in the middle sector. Middle sector, it seems that Nisa every now and then gains a little bit of ground, but it's the 1st and the 3rd sector where Eli seems to really have that car placed very, very nicely. Long straights. The Mercedes engine just seems to trump the Renault engine. Just see coming into shot, Bravo there to take advantage of any mistake that may happen. Well, let's run down the penalty situation at the moment. Let's see. Bravo had a stop-go penalty for ignoring yellow flags. At the moment, Krupins had a 3-second penalty. Misa has got a 3-second penalty as well. Ains had a 3-second penalty. Ellie Flybo has got a 3-second penalty. Well, Ellie Flybo has got 6 seconds worth of penalties. Misa has also gotten 6 seconds worth of penalties, so that pretty much neutralises everything, except I don't believe I've seen Bravo, apart from his stop-go issue, being issued with any particular warning. He has kept himself very clean, apart from on lap 7 and on lap 5, where he's had an exceeding track limits and that stop-go penalty for ignoring yellow flags. So, at the moment it seems, Bravo could be potentially in with a position to steal second place from Misa. Well, that could be a very, very interesting development. Well, at the moment it's 13.2 seconds between Max and Misa, and 14.7 seconds for Ellie Flyabo. 20 seconds is Bravo between the top two, or the second and third drivers. So we've got 13, let's count it out, shall we? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So all Bravo has to do is close in just 1 second and just make sure that he gradually, slowly but surely, gets himself into a prime position where he could actually steal second and third. In saying that, Crystal is also gaining ground on Bravo. You can see that McLaren Honda getting ever so close to the back end of that Williams. Well, we've got a couple of very interesting stories developing here as we see Ellie Flyabo getting closer and closer, as it seems, to that Williams car. Well, Max is having a very, very boring race up front. Once he got out in front, there was never going to be any doubt that he was going to win this race. He just took advantage of both virtual safety car periods, as did Misa for the first one, but Max has very much stamped his authority down here. So it's all down between Misa and Ellie Flyabo, and also with these drivers. They've had so many warnings. They've had multiple warnings, both of them, as they're just pushing the limits, as you'd expect any Grand Prix driver to do. Are they going to get another 3-second penalty between them? And if they do, Bravo is in a golden opportunity. He's not had any other warnings apart from one on lap 7. He's in with a very, very good shot of stealing second place here, and I think that would be a phenomenal story if he could just get himself into a golden opportunity to do that. I don't know, some of these drivers, they do talk to each other in local lobbies, so whether they've told each other that they have penalties, certainly if I was a driver and I've received penalties, I wouldn't be telling anybody. It definitely changes the aspect of any kind of race. It's 20.5 now, so Bravo is beginning to gain on the Renault and the Williams up in front. You can see that Crystal is gaining as well. You can see that McLaren just getting so close. That black McLaren must be, that's probably one of the main reasons that Bravo is getting a hurry on. And if he's watching the stream, and he certainly knows about the penalties now, he'll probably have been putting his foot down just to see if he can get within that window to steal that second place. Well, let's have a look. I mean, Crystal is in 5th. Let's have a look on the race director to see if Crystal has received a penalty. I don't think he has. Let's see if his name comes up. It has not. No, it has. It definitely has. Well, at the moment, Bravo is in with a perfect opportunity. Lap 21 out of 26. Bravo, one of the only drivers to have not received a penalty for exceeding track limits. He could be in with a very, very good opportunity to steal second place from his teammate and from Eli Flyabo. Crystal, behind him, has also got a penalty. So if Bravo has been made aware of this, as Crystal is on a charge at the moment, he certainly wants to close that gap and maybe just surprise Bravo and take that fourth place from him. But at the moment, Crystal has probably got to be thinking that my time's running out here. I've got 3 seconds, so I've got to catch Bravo. I've got to get past him quickly, and I don't think that's going to be easy in the slightest. And then I've got to build a 3-second gap. So I think at this stage, Crystal might just think, if I stick behind Bravo, I might just be able, because of the 6-second penalties, I might just be able to snag maybe Eli Flyabo's position. .2 seconds between Misa and Max. Eli Flyabo is 1 second. 1.2 seconds. Oh! Oh, and Eli Flyabo! Eli Flyabo is retired from the session. Clattered the wall at turn 17. So close to the end. And that has promoted Bravo into 3rd position. The Season 1 champion, the car just drifted out. Clattered into the wall on the left-hand side. That ruined his tyres. Eli just pushing that a little bit too much, or maybe the tyres just gave way a little bit. Williams find themselves in 2nd and in 3rd position now. So what is the gap? 14.3 seconds between Bravo and Misa. Oh, sorry, between Max and Bravo. Oh, sorry, between Max and Misa. I will get there eventually in the end. 20.8 between Max and Bravo. So, shall we do the counting once again? So 14.6, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it has to be 20.6 minimum, and it's 20.5. So by 1/10 of a second, technically, Bravo is in 2nd position. Bravo could steal 2nd position from his teammate. It has to keep within 20.6 seconds, and now it is extended to 20.9. So Bravo really needs to get a move on if he is going to take that position from his teammate. If these two teammates are communicating with each other, then Bravo will have actually been open and honest and explained that he doesn't have a single penalty to his name. But, as Misa informed him, the gap's down to 20.5 now, so it's back in that time frame that it needs to be. So still lurking in the background, looking for any mistake that the young Scot might make. The gap's 15 seconds now. So Misa has decided to get a little bit of a move on. Close that gap. All Bravo needs to do right now on lap 24 out of 26 is just find an extra second to be completely in that comfort zone. Provided that Misa can't close the gap. Misa just seems to be struggling a little bit with tyre wear right now. He struggled in the old section. Bravo, an awful lot smoother. Let's go on board with Bravo and just look at the way that he controls that steering wheel. Drops it down into third. It's very, very smooth. At the moment, he's just conserving tyres. Just look how smooth and precise he is, and that is probably what is helping him around Baku. He's just been purposeful, he's been patient, he's been calm, collected, cool. All of the chaos that's gone on around him, he's just picked his moments, picked an opportune point in which to pit, in which to overtake. He's gotten involved in battles that he knew that he had to win. He's picked his moments and he's picked his fights perfectly. And where others have fallen around him, like top drivers, top names like Pitbull, like Verstappen, Eli Flyer-Bow, he has remained consistent, he has remained cool, and it's like I was saying earlier, this is definitely the Nigel Mansell effect. I mean, certainly if you agree with me, viewers, if you watched the Spanish Grand Prix, I suggest you do it. If you haven't, head to our YouTube channel on F1onlineTV, watch the race. Bravo came through the midfield, and I said it from the very beginning, he was my dark horse for that race. And he won it, and it was his first ever victory, and it just seems like it's the Nigel Mansell situation here, where he has... It's just opened the floodgates. It's his first proper podium, and it's the best way to celebrate it. And it's just, he's really found that extra bit of speed here and that extra bit of confidence. And we can see, let's have a look at Crystal, who is, you can see in the mirrors, is all over the back of him. Let's cut to Crystal right now and stay on the onboard camera as we get towards turn 17 and 18, the fabled corner that took out Eli Flyer-Bow just a few laps ago. Bravo, who is so precise and so smooth on that steering wheel, it's enabled him to get further away from Crystal, who doesn't have the straight line speed to really contend with that Williams car. We are on the final lap right now, 26 out of 26. We're going to stay with this battle as we go into the next DRS zone. My voice is getting so coarse because I have been doing nothing but talking, and I probably irritated a lot of you, and I do apologise, but this has just been an absolutely fantastic session as Crystal gets so close to the back end, nearly losing it as he nearly collides into the gearbox of that Mercedes-powered Williams car. You see Bravo doing everything he can. He doesn't need to, though. He doesn't need to battle, but he just needs to do his own thing, because Crystal does have a 3-second penalty, and Crystal will know that, so Crystal might have to either back off, but then again, he doesn't know if Bravo has a penalty, so it's all for track position for him. As far as he's concerned, they're running on equal footing. So scary, that particular section, when you are running with a car no more than a monocoque's width away from each other. So backs out a little bit, taps the wall on the right hand side with that tyre. ERL to the max is going to come through, and he's going to take the checkered flag. We are going to stay with this battle with 4th position. Let's go on board with Crystal once again, going towards turn 17 and 18. I don't think it's going to be enough. It's not. And ERL Bravo, for the 2nd race in a row, is going to taste the champagne. But will it be 2nd or will it be 3rd? Sorry, my voice croaked a little bit there. It's going to be 2nd. It's going to be 2nd position. So Bravo has done just about enough to get himself in front of his teammate. So with his penalties, what's happened with Misa? Misa will finish 3rd. So it's official then that Bravo has finished 2nd. And Misa has finished in 3rd position. So with the penalty count back, Bravo has swept in and stolen his teammate's 2nd position. Well, here are the results then for the Grand Prix of Azerbaijan. ERL to the max, dominated proceedings once he got out in front. Bravo took second position, did not receive a penalty, and that puts him in second. Even though he finished the race in third, he snatches second place from his teammate by 1 second, just under 1 second. Crystal is in fourth position, Fresh LP is in fifth, and then we have the retirees of Eli Flyerbow and several others, the Force India driver, we've got Krupins, the Manor of Tamika, Verstappen, Crystal, Beethoven. So many drivers have retired from this Grand Prix. It has been absolutely fantastic to watch. So let's see if we can get some of the drivers in to talk about their experience. Just going to invite some of the drivers in just to see if they want to talk about what has happened. We've got Eli Flybo that's joined us in the party here. Don't forget to include your audio as we wait for several other drivers to come in.
Right.
Hello there and welcome. Well, it seems like these two are the only ones. Misa has gone offline, it seems. I can't seem to find him on the friends list or anything like that. Well, let's talk to some of the drivers at the moment then. Max, fantastic victory. It just looked commanding once you took advantage of the second virtual safety car period. How do you just tell us how the race went in your own words?
Yeah, for me it was all about luck today, and I had a really clean drive, no mistakes. So at the beginning of the race I made a really bad mistake which placed me in third position, and yeah, I was really lucky making my pit stop, because as soon as I entered the pit the virtual safety car came out, so all the guys had to drive really slow and I could make my pit stop really clean from first to first. And yeah, I had a great drive. So and then in the first qualification this night I was yeah, I wrecked my car, so I was in last. So yeah, really happy, really happy.
Yeah, it seemed definitely that the Codemasters problems, the Codemasters gods were against you as you were going to start at the back of the field.
This was probably the most terrible race. So many glitches and people having so many troubles to enter the lobby tonight. So yeah, it was really a lot of stress, because we want to hurry up as much as we can, but of course we want to leave nobody behind, and yeah, it's really stressful, but eventually it turned out, and yeah, we all it's a little bit Codemasters issue, but yeah, I think all the guys who play this will know. So
yeah, definitely. And ERL Bravo, was going to invite him into this, but obviously before we started the race he didn't want to be involved in doing any interviews. Snatched away second place from Misa on penalty countbacks by just about 0.8 of a second.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something I want. Yeah,
they were really shouting
about
it. Yeah. True.
Really, were they shouting about it in the lobby? What were they saying?
Yeah, Misa really thought he was in second place. He didn't realize he had 2 penalties. So yeah, as soon as they both finished, then they realized that not Misa was second, but Bravo was second. So of course this was really friendly towards each other, because they are teammates and all. But yeah, it was a little moment.
Oh well, no, I'm glad that they had a little bit of friendly rivalry. I was wondering if they would tell each other what was going on there.
Yeah.
Ellie.
I'm gonna invite him now. So.
Okay, yeah, fantastic. Ellie, we saw the incident that happened between you on turn 17 and 18. What happened? Did the car just give out and drift out? What happened?
Well, like 2 laps before, some reason the car just went off to the left, and then same thing kind of happened. It went off to the right this time, so I was just like not expecting it whatsoever. But it happens. I made a slight mistake and that was it. Done.
Oh, that's terrible. I mean, yeah, certainly you were on course for a good podium position there.
I would have
really
been
disappointed.
Second, yeah, I would have been gutted.
Yeah.
Gutted. Because
you and Misa were equal on penalties So it was just going to be a straight fight between you two. So yeah, that would have been really, really interesting if Bravo was going to sneak in between you guys. But disappointing end to a race. But no, you put up some fantastic driving. Very patient, very good.
Well, there was a problem. I think it was a bug with the stream.
Slipstream bug.
Slipstream. Yeah, we got I was stuck behind Creepins for like 6 laps, but there was no slipstream. And then after I got jibbed out the penalty, the pit stop. I came in a lap earlier and lost 8 places. Yeah, saw a lot of crashes though. It was entertaining for me.
Yeah, certainly a lot of crashes. Well, we'll move on. Creepins, don't forget to include your audio if you haven't already in the party. How did the race go for you?
Pretty good until the crash. All I can say. Well, I was really nervous. I'm losing my pace from lap to lap. I don't know what is happening today, but what can I say? It happens.
Yeah, it just definitely seemed like it wasn't your day. It caught a lot of drivers out. Whereabouts was it that you crashed? Was it turn 3? That seemed to be getting a lot of drivers today.
No, second turn.
Oh, the second turn. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember. I think it was Fresh LP just managed to avoid your car. What happened? Did the car just drift out? Did you just outbrake yourself?
Really, I don't know. I think I turned a little bit too early and try to take this corner how short as I can, and I make mistake.
Oh well, disappointing end. But you had an absolutely fantastic battle with Ellie Flyabo, and you were right up there for the entire time. I remember at the start you got yourself into second position when everyone else sort of like struggled with getting off the line. So an absolutely fantastic race from yourself there. Let's move on then. Misa, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hello! What a battle between you and Bravo!
Yeah, I'm really surprised. The Williams cars are on the podium, so yeah, well, really amazing weekend for our team. I think we really deserve for that. It was a really strong weekend. Until Friday we was really practical, and yeah, what can I say more? I'm really happy. I think it's our best result so far, so I would like to just continue this, and yeah, I think it will be even stronger on the next weekend. Yeah, I'm really happy with that.
It definitely seems that you and Bravo are gelling very well as teammates. I thought that Virgil and Ellie Flyabo were probably going to be one of the strongest driver pairings for the European Racing League season, number 3, but it seems that you and Bravo have found an extra set of pace, particularly when you've gotten to Spain, where it's just really worked out for you two. Do you see yourselves collaborating more to get Williams further up the team's championship, or now that Bravo has just pipped you on penalty count back for second place, do you see like a more inter-team friendly rivalry going on there?
Yeah, I'm really happy to be with Johnny in one team. He's a very good teammate. We both working on our strategies. His help is very important for me, for the whole team. And yeah, we was joking that maybe if the first guy won in Spain, maybe this is the time for second driver in Williams to win this race. But Maurice's pace was amazing on this track. On first laps, I was trying to. Yeah, on the first laps, I was trying to bullet some advantage over Maurice, but it was impossible. His pace was really good, and I think on lap 6, and the safety car came on the track, and it was I think the critical moment for me, because my gap to Maurice was just 1 second before this moment, and I was in the pit lane 1 lap before Maurice. Yeah. And
yeah, true.
When the safety car came on the track, we all slowed down. So Maurice was able to bullet really decent
and build a really nice gap, yeah,
over us. So I think this was the most important moment in this race. But I'm really happy with my position. Yeah, I think it's the best so far in the season. So yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely see an upward trend going on here. So it's very good to see the Williams team like contending. Like I've said for the last few races that every season they finish no lower than third in the championship, and now they've definitely looked like they're going to be championship contenders this season for the team's championship point of view. Anyway,
There is a many of I think a couple of really strong teams like Renault, like Red Bull, and many others. So yeah, I think the Constructors' Championship result is still open. I think we have 4, maybe even 5 teams who are still fighting for the champ. So yeah, we'll be trying to. I think we are now first in the champ, yeah?
I believe so. Yeah, with your second and third. Yeah, it looks like you've overtaken Haas. And speaking of Haas, Pitbull, really difficult day for yourself. Please explain it. Tell us how your race went.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations for the guys who finished the race. Max did a really good job. Also Misa and Johnny. So congratulations for them. Yeah.
Thank you.
I love this track. I love Baku. I love Azerbaijan. I was really fast. I don't know what happened. I got pole when it was the first race, but yeah, we had to create another lobby. Yeah, and after that, the one-shot qualifying didn't went well for me, and hit the wall in my qualifying lap, so I had to start in position 13, and then the start was a complete mess. Everybody hit each other, and after that, that was a guy who hit the wall in the second sector, and I hit this guy because he had a mistake. Then I was completely pissed off, and yeah, after 9 lap I crashed my car. I'm on a bad series, but I think Haas will improve for the next race.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, like, you're definitely, you know, one of the team up there. You and Wazzy are a very strong pairing. Certainly one of the surprises of the season. So, I fully expect you two to bounce back for the next Grand Prix. But
Nah,
just wanted to say,
I'm up for him on the next Grand Prix. I'm not going to back down against him.
well, thank you ever so much
track,
for
mate. My track.
Yeah. Oh well. Are you backing yourself to take the victory then?
One stop all the way. One stop all the way.
Ho ho.
I'm sorry, but
All right.
Haas
Well,
has to win the other race.
hashtag one
Guys,
stop
let's
all the
calm
way.
down. Let's calm down.
All right. Thank you ever so much for everyone that took part in the interview session. Thank you ever so much for explaining how your races went and everything. Thank you ever so much to everyone that's taken part and taken time out of their busy Sundays to watch us. And I've been ordered at the beginning of this broadcast to thank Stealth, who is our broadcast cameraman. Otherwise, he was going to kick me in the head, apparently. So thank you, Stealth. This has been the European Racing League for F1onlineTV. Thank you so much for everyone that took, watch this, and we'll speak to you again soon. Take care now.